What up, Winbush here, and today I'm excited to give you guys a breakdown of the project that I did with Maxon that was used as the opening shot for the Maxon 2024 reveal trailer. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So just to give a little background of this project, it was created to show the new update with Cineware, which will allow you to use a lot of the Redshift stuff inside of Unreal Engine. And so this project right here, as you can see, it's just a cloth simulation. So if I come through and just scroll through my scene here a little bit, just to give you an overview of what's happening, we have the Maxon logo moving within the cloth there, a really simple setup. But the thing I really wanted to highlight is the cloth simulation here, and I'm in wireframe mode in Unreal Engine 5 right now, but you can see that is really dense, and I was able to bring this all in with Cineware, no Olympic files or anything. So I want to show you guys the tips and tricks that I've learned and was able to come up with to be able to make this highly dense cloth work within Unreal Engine 5 and play back seamlessly. So back in Cinema 4D 2024, as I alluded to earlier, this is just a simple cloth simulation. So I have, if you look over here in my objects panel on the right hand side, I have the Maxon logo built out as an object. I have an attractor on here, rotation, and all this stuff is making it so that our cloth is colliding with our symbol there. Now, I don't want to go in full detail on the cloth simulation. I have some tutorials on this, and then also I'm gonna link down below iDesign. He did like a 45-minute deep dive into the cloth simulation. So if you want to go really deep into how to do cloths in Cinema 4D, I highly suggest checking that one out. But the thing I wanted to bring up was, if you look right here, let me scroll through, you can see that my plane only have about 200 and 170 segments on here. So not that many polygons. Like, let me come down here in the wireframe mode and just show what's going on. So it's not as dense, but it's all under a cloth sim right here, which is giving us this nice look there. But we could get a lot more geometry in here, or not geometry, but a lot more polygons, because if you look somewhere around this area right here, and let me actually come out of the camera and let me push in here a little bit, you can see that we're getting some facade happening within this rank right here. So that, you know, it's okay, but we could get it looking a lot nicer with a lot more polygons. Now, if I were to add more polygons to this plane, it's going to make the simulation take a lot longer. Now, there's a few steps in here that we must do to prepare a cloth to be able to be sent over to Unreal using my technique. So make sure you follow along to each individual step that I'm about to show you. So inside of Cinema 4D, I want to come over here to where I have my plane, and I want to make this editable. So if I right click on this, if I move down, you can see we have make editable, or we could just hit C on our keyboard for the shortcut. But once I hit this, you can see that now we have our plane in here, in which I could rename this to cloth like so. I still have my cloth simulation tag here, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm actually going to cache out my scene so it plays back better. But you want to make sure you have it still under your cloth surface so that we're getting all the attributes that we have in here. So with this selected right here, I'm just going to cache the scene, in which with my computer, it's not going to take too long there. So if you look, it's actually caching the scene really nicely. It looks the same exact way as it did before we made it editable, and this should only take a few moments. So now we have our simulation cache there. So if I come down here to the timeline, I can just play it back like I did before. So now the next step here is we actually want to make sure we go into our animation panel. I'm going to come up here where it says new layouts, and that's going to switch it. So I have my animation tab here. I'm just going to left click on this. I do it that way just because it's faster. But down here in the lower left hand corner, we're going to have our dope sheet. Now, what I could do is actually take my cloth, and I could pull it out of the cloth surface because I don't need it anymore. So I'm just going to actually delete this, because since we did our cache animation, everything's still going to play back the way that we did before. And we're going to add all the polygons back in here in a moment. So what I'm going to do is take my cloth right here. I'm going to left click, drag it down here into my dope sheet. And with this selected, I'm actually going to come up here to function, and I'm going to move up to where it says bake objects. So if I left click on this, this is going to bring up this attribute panel, and what we could do is actually bake all these polygons down to their own individual keyframes. And so in order to do that, we actually want to use PLA. So I'm going to click all these off right here, and I'm going to click on PLA, and this will allow us to have individual keyframes for all of our polygons there. Now with that done, you can see now we have a copy and we have our original. So I'm just going to delete the original, and I'm going to keep the copy in there. And you can see down here, instead of our dope sheet, we have a keyframe for all of the polygons, which I think is really cool, because now we can bring it over with the Cineware plugin with no issues at all. And so I promised that we're going to get smoother polygons here within this area. And so in order to do that, let me come back over to my standard, and I'm going to come over here where we have this green icon, the first one we see here. So if I left click on this, this is going to bring up subdivision surface, in which I'm going to select this, and I'm going to take my cloth and I'm going to drag it underneath here. And now you can see how dense we have our cloth here, and we can still play it through because all the polygons are actually baked inside of our geometry here, which we could just bring this all over to Unreal Engine using the Cineware plugin. So to prep this for Unreal, I'm going to hit Control D on my keyboard, and that's going to bring up our project file down here, in which I want to click on the Cineware. I'm going to save the polygon cache because we just saved out all those keyframes. I'm going to save out the animation cache, and if I had material on there, in which for Maxon I used the redshift material, but for this I'm just going to leave it as is because I'm just really want to show you guys how we can bring this over. So I'm not going to save any materials out, and then from here we're just going to save our project file and we're going to bring it into Unreal. Now for this, you want to make sure that you have the latest version of Cinema 4D and the latest version of Unreal Engine. Well, I believe it could work on 5.2 and up, but you want to make sure that you install the Cineware plugin properly, in which I did a full video breakdown on just that for people that were confused about getting the Cineware plugin to work. So make sure you look down below for the links, or up above. I'm going to have it attached to this video, but make sure you install the Cineware plugin for the next step to work. So right now we're in Unreal Engine version 5.3, and I'm just going to start off by deleting some of the objects in here that I don't need, like so. And then I'm going to come up here to where we have this little block with the green plus sign, come down here to Datasmith, and I'm just going to do file import. And so this is the file that I just recently saved out right here. So I'm just going to open this one up right here, and this is going to bring up the Datasmith importer right here, and I'm just going to click OK. And then that's going to bring up more options here, in which I'm sure you guys probably know all this already, but the one caveat is down here where it says geometry cache. Since we did save out some geometry cache, we want to make sure we import that. So I'm going to select this on, and then I'm just going to leave these selected as well, and I'm going to hit import. Now that was an important step because we did bake some keyframes out of our cloth simulation there, so make sure you hit that to be able to get everything to come through properly. And since we did hit that import geometry cache, we're going to come up with this menu right now, in which right here where it says subdivision cache, this is the one that we want to select. We don't need these other ones, only the ones that have the cloth simulation. And so I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to click OK. And as you know, my scene was about 700 frames there, so I'm just going to give this a minute or two to import everything. And then once everything is imported inside of Unreal Engine, you can see this is now our scene right here. So we don't exactly see the front of it, like this is our cloth. So let me actually just throw a Mega Scans material on here real quick, just so we can see both sides of what's going on. And if I come down here in my content browser, let's look for our simulation, come down here to animation, and then I'm just going to click on my sequencer, and I'm going to play this through. So now you can see we have this really dense cloth inside of Unreal Engine, and this was brought in with the Cineware plugin. So this is the main thing that I really wanted to show you there, how we could get these high definition cloth simulations into Unreal. And if I look over here where it says lit, look inside a wireframe, and let me just play this through. We can see how dense this actual cloth is. So let me actually look at it from this side here, so we can see what's going on. So you can see all the wrinkles and all the polygons that are inside of there, and it just looks really good inside of Unreal. And you can always play this back in real time as well. So hopefully you found this informative, and if you made it to the end of the video, make sure you leave me a what up down there in the comment section, so I know that you guys followed all the way through. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until next time, stay fresh, keep creating, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you soon. Take care.